financing in the world markets, the US government will guarantee those loans. We don't use those guarantees. We don't need them. We have no problem in raising funds. You know, I don't know how many of you have financial knowledge, but during the global crisis in 2008, 2009, the rating agencies of the world, Standard & Poor's, Fitch, etc., downgraded most economies, including virtually all Western European economies and the United States, meaning that they say giving loans to those countries is today risky than it used to be. Israel was not downgraded, did not stay stable. Israel was upgraded. So Israel doesn't rely today relies on itself economically. We don't receive any financial assistance from the US, but military assistance. Yes, that we do. The military threats that we face are not similar to any other country, and we are very grateful for the military aid, meaning that we can purchase armaments in this country, which is very important to our security, not to our economy. Yeah.
Hi, I have a good question. Garvin Russell. It's an honor to meet you, sir. Now, there are Jews in Kaifeng, China. You know, they're being persecuted by the Chinese government. They can't openly practice Judaism like they want to. Do you think there's a possibility that the Israelis might take them at some point, like they took the Ethiopian Jews?
Israel, first of all, I'm not familiar.
With like they did the Ethiopians and give them birth control so they don't have babies. Maybe they'll do that.
I'm not familiar with the issue. Anyhow, Israel.
We're trying to ask questions, but you guys aren't like letting us.
Go outside. Last question, one answer.
Excuse me. You're free to wait for your turn. If you don't like the answers, you can go outside. Please leave. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, when you get used to terrorism, you don't really make difference between verbal terrorism and actual terrorism. So I'm not familiar with the issue, but Israel is open to the immigration of any Jew, whether persecuted or not persecuted.
What? What is that?
So,
you already asked.
What academic process? What role does Israel, or should Israel, or can Israel play in the Palestinian liberation from terrorism like Hamas that seem to just teach this agenda of hate-fueled rhetoric and like it turns into a cycle of you have some people that are sitting here that believe that Israel is such a horrible, do wrong every step of the way country. What role does Israel or can Israel play in refuting that in Palestine?
Well, unfortunately, limited one. We cannot impose our curriculum and our will on the Palestinians. But, you know, I very frequently, when I am asked about the peace process, I say that the most important person in the peace process is not the President of the United States, not the Prime Minister of Israel, and not the President of the Palestinian Authority. Actually, I believe that the most important person in the peace process is the Minister of Education of the Palestinian Authority. The moment the Palestinians will not only cease injecting incitement and hatred in their children, but more than that. My demand from them is more than that. My demand from the Palestinians is that they recognize that Jews are indigenous to that patch of land that we call Eretz Israel and they call Palestine. As we do, by the way, that they are also indigenous to that land. Until they cease to do that, until they cease to demonize Jews as European colonizers, even using outrageous narratives like we are Khazars that came from Europe or things like that, the peace process will simply not start. Now, how do I do that? They're not only not doing that, but they are doing the opposite. two events that happened in the last weeks. The first one is UNESCO. The insistence of the Palestinians to adopt, that UNESCO adopts a resolution saying that Jews do not have any connection to Jerusalem, that shows that the peace process didn't start yet. They don't understand yet that we have a right to live in that part of the world. And the second one is even more incredible. The second one is even more incredible. You know, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was there, I heard it by myself. The new Secretary General of the UN, a Portuguese guy named Antonio Guterres, said something obvious, without giving even any political implications to that. He said the following words, and I quote exactly. He said, the temple that the Romans destroyed in the year 70 AC was a Jewish temple. That's all what he said. He didn't say that for that reason Jews have a right to do this or to. That's all that he said, and it's a well-known historical fact. What happened the following day? The Palestinian envoy to the UN presented a complaint, demanded the UN Secretary General to retract those words, saying that they are an offense to the Palestinian people. As long as that is the state of mind of the Palestinians, that is their position, unfortunately this peace process didn't start. It will start the day we recognize we have mutual rights.